Guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks. We are back once again working on our carrier, and in this episode we are going to be working on the floor plan a little bit. So I want to take care of this upper section, forward section, whatever you want to call it, the cockpit area, and I want to start getting some of the walls in. Now, this is something I struggled with quite a bit with this creation, but it's something that we, over time, finally eventually got, and I think it just kind of took a little bit of time and some trial and error, I guess, maybe. But essentially, the main thing I want to work on today is I'm going to make a separate space in the fuselage, whatever you want to call it, up towards the cockpit that can be sealed off for the pilots only. So basically they're going to have their own bedroom, their own bathroom, and then basically it's just going to be a separate area that you can't get into from anywhere else other than the cockpit. The cockpit will be locked, and that way that if the cockpit is locked, there's a bathroom and a bedroom for the pilot of the main plane. And just so you guys know, when I do say pilot, I'm not referencing any of the parasite fighters really in this episode. I'm going to be mainly referencing the guys that are flying the main carrier aircraft. So just kind of bear in mind that that's kind of the terminology that I'm going to use for this video. The next video, well, not necessarily the next video, but when we go to start working on the hard points, probably will be different. Probably will be more referencing the parasite fighters. But for now, I'm just kind of yapping, and I'm really just trying to basically give you a fancy explanation to say that this room is going to get a separate room. So we're just going to start working on the floor plans, and you guys can see, if you have keen eyes, you'll notice that there's yellow boxes on the floor all over. I actually put those there off camera. That was my futile attempt to do floor plans, I guess, which normally I'm really good with floor plans, but I do boats a lot, so not planes. So that's kind of why I've been struggling with this one. Just a little bit different use of the space than I'm used to. So I guess that's kind of the main reason. But I will say this episode is going to be probably a little bit of a shorter one, just because we're going to just work on this space. I've been trying to kind of break up the projects a little bit more separate in each video, and that way you guys can watch one video, see a project, and then we're not just kind of running around doing random little stuff every single episode. So all this to tell you, we're just going to spring a time lapse on you. So I'm going to let the time lapse roll. We're going to get some building done, and I will talk with you guys in just a few minutes. All right, well, you guys can see we have this all ripped apart. But basically this little section right here that is lowered is going to be the separate section for the cockpit upstairs that the pilots will have access to. And then all of the rooms that you saw just below, the rooms that kind of follow the outside wall of the fuselage, all of these are going to be bedrooms for the other pilots, the parasite fighter pilots. So basically, I'm just going to extend this hallway back here. We're going to put a door frame in, and this little section back here is just going to get turned into a bathroom and separate bedroom. So nothing too complicated, nothing crazy. I just want to start getting the floor plan moving on this airplane so we can start getting the entire inside detailed. So I know in the other episodes I've kind of talked about trying to keep the file size down, and this is kind of where I started to get eager to start building. So this is really where the concerns for the file size started to arise, I guess. So I was trying to figure out a layout that would make this thing feel very full, but also would leave kind of trick your mind and leave a lot of the interior of the aircraft blank and full of cargo space. That way we don't have to detail it all, and hopefully we can keep the file size down because of that. But this is, I don't know, I mean, really the only thing I'm doing to combat that is paint blocks, and tell you the truth, I think we'll be fine just because I think I'm over 50% of the way with this aircraft and we're still around the 10 megabytes mark. So I'm going to hold off on all of the paint blocks and tiny little details like that until we get pretty much all of the blocks in place, and then we can come back and we can try to detail the interior of this airplane and the exterior for that matter a little bit more with paint blocks and lights and that kind of thing. But for now, I want to get kind of the frame in, the bones in, and start trying to fill out the interior of this aircraft. I think that that'll kind of start making me a lot more motivated to get the rest of it done. And it's kind of the next big step that we need to work on, other than the control systems and the avionics. But I don't really want to do that right now, so we're not going to. But I guess that's a good time to bring up the build challenge. If you guys haven't seen, we are doing a build challenge for this video, or for this build. It is on my Discord. I did release the date recently. It is all of your challenges are due on July 20th. Sorry, I just wanted to confirm. July 20th is when you guys need to get all of your Parasite Fighter submissions into my Discord for this build challenge. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, basically I do a lot of build challenges with these larger builds. That way people have smaller vehicles to use with the larger mothership, I guess, if you will. But yeah, so we have a challenge going on over on my Discord. There's a link to the workshop template. Basically, it's just like a size constraint. There's really not too many rules with this one. I know the modding update did just come out. Some people were asking, will I allow mods now? I probably will in the future, but for this one, I will not. And I'm just going to repeat that. For this one, mods are not allowed. So if you do have mods, I'm not going to check out your creation. And I know the modding support is coming, guys, but for now, I'm not going to do that just because I don't know how those mods perform. I don't really dig into the modded parts too much myself. And on top of that, for the sake of my own building, I haven't really touched mods just because I wouldn't be able to share it with you guys. Now, I will probably continue doing this going forward. I might pick up, a mod pack here or there down the road, but I don't want to get any, like single block cosmetic things. And the thing about it is most of those blocks are not going to be balanced at all. They are modded into the game, so they're not going to be balanced in comparison to the other blocks in the game. And the other issue too is if they are a cosmetic thing, then performance is probably not really the first thing they thought about when they built the mod itself. So I personally kind of like the vanilla plus look of just vanilla blocks, maybe some XML here and there. That's kind of my style. That's what I've been doing for a while, so I'll probably stick with that until like a really good mod pack or two comes out. But for now, no mods. And also for now, while we're on the topic of this, get your submissions in by July 20th if you do want to participate in this build challenge, guys. Now, I know I am kind of just yapping on about, and that's mostly just because we're not doing anything super important in the background. This room I added is obviously a bedroom. There's beds in it, and the other room is just going to be the bathroom. So I know we're moving a little slow in this episode, but this is a shorter episode. I wanted to keep the projects a little segmented as usual. But I've just been playing around with windows. Now, I really like the idea of having big windows on this aircraft to, obviously better view to look out of. But I really, really like the look of these tiny 1x1 and 1x2 windows. It makes the aircraft feel larger from the outside, and it's something I think I kind of want to continue doing. So I'm going to see if we can add some skylights into this hallway quick. Nothing too fancy, nothing crazy. But I do, again, I really like how that the look of the 1x1 windows in series looks. It makes the aircraft look massive, and that's kind of the goal. I want this thing to look ignorantly big, and so far we are not doing a bad job of that. So see if we can continue down that path. But I'm just gonna get the rest of these windows in, paint a fake window in, and you guys can see I don't know, I just really like how this looks with the 1x1 window with the one block gap. And I'm going to come back and we'll throw some wedges in just to help the sun come into the aircraft a little bit easier, a little bit less walls to get blocked on. And I'm going to cover up those two just so sun doesn't shine into the beds. And I think that is more or less pretty much all the building we're going to do in this one, guys. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I know this episode was probably a little bit more slow, a little bit more boring, but it's coming along. These episodes are necessary, and my channel's a little bit slower paced to begin with. So if you want the quick fire secession projects, probably shouldn't be watching me. Just a friendly heads up. But come back when the vehicle's done. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all we got for this one. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to check out these rooms really quick. This one's going to be the bathroom. You can see we got a couple lights in there, and this one is the bedroom. So there's going to be no shortage of bedrooms on this aircraft, guys. Don't worry, this is not going to be the only one. But for now, the pilots, I guess we're going to take care of them first, which makes sense. This is a big plane. So that's kind of really what the cockpit's going to look like from here on out, which not really look like, but I guess the floor plan in the cockpit's not going to change at all from this point. So, and you guys can kind of get a feel for the spaces and how they're going to feel with all of the yellow lines scattered about. I did mention I did that in the last episode just because I wanted to start figuring out floor plans. Now I am going to change this wall up, I guess. It's not great, and I think we could put like an overhead bin kind of situation like you would see in like a passenger seating area. But again, I know I did just say I'm done building, but we I have this tiny little section of footage still, but I'm not going to pain you guys and bore you guys with that. Essentially, I'm just moving this wall and kind of trying to change this shape up a little bit. But again, if you guys stayed to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate your support so much. If you guys like this series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. Don't forget to check out that link to the Discord below and get those build submissions in, guys. Can't wait to catch you on the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.